In this video, I've got something that I am extremely excited to announce, something that I've been wanting to do for years. We're going to Japan. So mark your calendars for December 2nd through 13th, 2024. This is going to be really awesome. And we also have a special guest for this trip. You guys might remember my friend David Brookover. I featured him on the Artist Series a few years ago. We've been planning this trip together for about 6 months. David is an outstanding photographer. He owns a gallery in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. I've been wanting to collaborate with David for a long time on a project, and it's interesting because David actually spent the early part of his career living in Japan, so the opportunity for this was just perfect. So this workshop is going to be limited to 10 people, and the reason why is David and I wanted to create an intimate experience so there'll be plenty of time one-on-one for instruction. We're going to be going to Kyoto for 5 days, and then we're going to be traveling down to Tokyo for 5 days. And so the idea here is that you're going to get a really unique cultural experience, and you're going to come away from this with a really interesting portfolio of work that hopefully takes your photography in a whole new direction. Kyoto is one of the oldest cities in Japan, and it remains a cultural center. In the 8th century, Emperor Kanmu relocated the capital of Japan to Kyoto. In the beginning of the Heian period, Kyoto remained the capital of Japan until its transfer to Tokyo in 1869. Today, Kyoto is a uniquely modern city and at the same time preserves its history and its traditions. Palaces, gardens, and early architecture are all intact. In fact, there are about 1,600 Buddhist temples and around 400 Shinto shrines, all within the first city that we're going to be exploring. So we're going to be staying in a boutique hotel in the Gion district, which is known for its buzzing izakayas, quiet sake bars, and of course, Maiko-san and Gaiko-san. One of the really exciting things that we've got planned, we're going to be doing a tour of the Benrito Calotype Atelier, which for over 100 years has specialized in the calotype process for photographic fine art printing. It's actually one of only a few studios left in the world that is capable of this process, and you're going to get a front row seat. David and I are going to take you on a variety of photo expeditions, including the bamboo forest in Arashiyama, the Heian Shrine and its beautiful gardens. We'll visit Nanzenji Temple, and we're going to have an organized photo session with Maiko-san. During our time in Kyoto, we're going to have time for a day trip to the nearby city of Nara for even more cultural sites, and of course the Nara Deer Park. And after 5 days in Kyoto, we're going to take the bullet train down to Tokyo to experience Japan through a completely different lens. Sensoji, the Asakusa Kannon Temple, is one of Tokyo's oldest temples dating back to the 7th century. We'll also experience the Imperial Palace near Tokyo Station, which provides an amazing traditional meets modern context for some amazing photographic possibilities. And of course, Tokyo is also home to its very unique nightlife, with its Yokocho alleyways, Shibuya Crossing, Shinjuku, Golden Gai, and so much more. And during our 5 days in Tokyo, we're going to do a day trip by train to the Inora Observatory in Odawara, which was created by Hiroshi Sugimoto. Sugimoto, of course, I've talked about him a lot on this channel, is one of the world's leading contemporary art photographers, but he also creates architectural site-specific works. So, built on the site of former Mandarin orange groves, Inora Observatory is as much of a work of art as it is a museum. With views of Sagami Bay, this is Sugimoto's question into the purpose of art. Questioning the idea of where we are in time, Sugimoto states, and I quote, "I believe that if we turn once more to our ancient observation of the heavens, we will find glimmers that point the way to our future." We're going to cover an enormous amount of cultural ground on this trip. We have guides in each city to assist us with travel logistics and details. David and I will be your photographic guides or senseis to help you on your journey. Our goal is to inspire you in creating a portfolio of new work that you will produce in our time together with this amazing cultural experience. So 5 days in Kyoto, 5 days in Tokyo, and actually the workshop is going to start a little bit early online with a couple Zoom sessions. The reason for this is we're going to do the common stuff of figuring out what to bring and how best to prepare for the trip, and I'm going to do some teaching in preparation on about 10 Japanese aesthetic principles and how you can apply these to your own photography. I think this will give us an interesting context of some of the new work that you're going to be able to produce on this trip. And I'm going to cover some famous Japanese photographers to kind of get us in the right frame of mind for the trip. So it's going to be a lot of fun. remember my first trip to Japan and how it completely changed my approach to photography more than any other place in the world ever had that I'd been to. So not only the colors, the light, the architecture, the history, and all of the things that make Japan so beautiful, but also the culture, the people, and the mindset of how I approach photography, both as a craft and a discipline now. So I hope that you can join us on this adventure, and I hope this is an opportunity to change your life much like mine was the first time I went to Japan. Now, if you want to come, here's the deal. We are limited to 10 slots. We are about half full at this point. I did an email that went out to people who expressed interest on the email list and to former students that have taken workshops before. So we're half full, but we are not there yet. So if you want to come, I suggest you get your deposit in pretty soon so that we can mark the trip and we can go ahead and start looking for the best rates on flights and all that good stuff. So if you were interested in learning more, registration link is below this video. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. You can reach me via email at studio@tedforbes.com. Hope you can join us. Until the next video, I will see you guys then. Later.